review for Desire. Hello and welcome to KamenRider Blackman.
Hi, I'm Thomas, Uni Warrior Thomas here.
Yes, Thomas is back for another review.
Against my own will. Again.
No, you had a choice this time.
Fair enough. Wait, did I? I did?
Yeah, you did it. No, you had a choice this time.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Where you didn't have a choice was in Dawn Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did not want to talk about that show by myself.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But today, we're not talking about Dawn Brothers, thank God.
Thankfully.
We are instead talking about Kamen Rider Geats. This show just completed, and this show, it's such a show.
In a good way or bad way?
In a great way.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, trust me, I said I'm in love with this show.
Yeah.
Getting certain thoughts out of the way now, because one project I've been working on forever is a top 10 Kamen Rider seasons list, which I do want to do a video for at some point. Geats is on that list.
Nice.
Yes, I've had it on there for some time but had it labeled under potentially, but now that's over, yeah, it makes my top 10 list.
Nice.
Top 5, actually.
Oh, wow, jeez.
Yeah, it's that good of a show.
I mean, you're not wrong, but wow.
Yeah. Trust me, I just have like a couple more. There are some other shows I want to watch too, just to see if they would fit on there for a full 10. But
Okay.
Geats, fantastic show.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's a fantastic show. Holy fucking shit. Oh, wait, yeah, what are the curse? I forgot.
I'm not monetized, so I don't care.
That's fair.
So, with that said, for today's review, it's going to be a bit different. As you may notice, this is recording because who knows how long we're going to be talking about this show for. But as opposed to talking about things episode by episode, we're basically going to talk about this show in arcs by going over a good portion of the arcs.
Yep.
So, but before getting into that, I have a quick announcement to make. And that is that I'm on Twitter now.
Yay.
Yes, I'm on Twitter now. I will leave a link in the description below for if anyone wants to find me. My name off the top of my head, I may not remember right now. It may be, don't judge me, it may be KamenRider Blackman, some type of number, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm looking at
But
I'm going to look it up for you.
Okay. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description, as well as possibly mention it right now in the editing.
Because, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Why I put in Kamen Black Ma'am? What the heck is it? I don't know.
But
typos, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, on to Geats, let's start off where we usually do with reviews, with the opening.
Fucking beautiful.
I love the opening to this show. It took some time to grow on me. Okay. A little bit at first, because we were coming off of Revice, and Live Devil was just the shit of a song for the whole year of 2021 going into 2022.
Agreed. I'm gonna agree to disagree. I don't know. I mean, I like that song personally speaking, but Revice as a show is something. But the song, I like the song at least.
Yeah.
I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, but with True Last though, it's kind of like Revice, where it builds up where to get hype and to jam out to.
Yeah, I think, I can agree with that.
Yeah, and honestly, it surprises you with its turn in beats, because where it's going loud somewhere, it mellows out at one part.
Or you can say it revolves on.
I'll give you that. I will give you that. But yeah, True Last, fantastic opening.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's up there for top 10 Kamen Rider openings.
I mean, not surprised.
It earned it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's kick off the show. So, we are going to begin at the very beginning, because this whole show revolves around the Desire Grand Prix. And thankfully, I wrote down what the Desire Grand Prix is specifically because as this show's been airing, I've been taking notes the entire year because I knew when the show ended, I'm going to want to talk about it. And so now, here we are.
Yep.
And so, the Desire Grand Prix, it is a tournament where participants transform into Kamen Riders and compete against each other by defeating the Jamato and protecting the city. The winner of each game will be granted the right to bring an ideal world to life as the prize. So, we have a this is actually quite interesting. A whole everything starts off and everything does continue on up to a certain point is a competition. And with Kamen Riders, this is quite a concept we actually have seen before in other shows.
Ryuki.
And Gaiman a little bit.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's go on now to the aesthetics.
I love it.
Yeah. I actually first want to talk about the Desire Driver, since I own one.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't bring it with me, but we're going to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
I do like it.
It's simple and effective.
Yeah. And this is the first rider belt where they can actually revolve around horizontal forms.
Kind of like the ZQ driver, but except in it. But
actually, I was going to say more like W with Cyclone and Joker. If this was in, like...
If you can switch from Joker to Cyclone.
Yeah, that.
Okay, yeah.
First time ever getting a driver like that, and it's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
And, done quite effectively, in my opinion.
And also the ID cores are pretty cool in of itself. You can basically make your own OC, essentially. So you can basically make your own rider, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Especially if you get people to customize it for you.
Oh, yeah. So now, let's talk about the aesthetics. Specifically, first, the entry forms.
They had to, at first, they had to grow on me a little bit, because it's weird having a really, obviously,
like,
a helmet. And then
an animal helmet and all black suit.
Yeah, pretty much, I had to get them getting used to it, but I got used to it over time, even though it's...
Yeah, weirdly enough, I kind of got a feeling of Fortnite looking at the suits.
Yeah, but that's probably intentional.
Yeah, especially since I read somewhere online that one of the inspirations for Geats was going to be like games like Fortnite and Apex.
Yeah, it seems about right.
That's actually quite interesting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the suits, they took time for me. I think it finally settled with me once we got the great form, where it's just, that's that form where both Geats and Tycoon had it, where they were in their entry forms, but got those, I guess want to say, sunglasses looking visors.
You mean Command? That was called Command.
I think Command is when... Is it called Command?
I thought it was. Is the one where they eventually become this kind of SPD battleizer?
I think that mode is called the Jet and Cannon. Once two buckles are called.
But
basically, I am essentially talking about that, but in the very first form of it, with the entry forms.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's. Hang on, let me double check. You continue talking.
I think it's called Rising Form, possibly.
Command form.
It's what it's called.
Command.
Oh yeah, no, I was about to say that's once they use two buckles. That's what I'm talking about there.
Yeah.
Oh, it is called Command Form?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that. Command Form.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's not bad. Speaking of which, let's now get on to the suits. The base form specifically.
Love it. Love Geats'.
Geats' suit is nice. It took time to grow on me too, but...
I loved it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yes.
The one suit I definitely loved immediately was Buffa's.
Oh, yeah.
Purple looks awesome. He's motif after a zombie and a buffalo. And the most unfair thing ever, he gets a chainsaw sword.
Yeah.
That's just awesome.
And then spoilers, later on, he gets... In the V-Cinema, he has freaking chainsaw fingernails.
Yeah, but for now, let's talk about the base forms.
Sorry.
But yeah, Buffa's awesome. Tycoon's is...
I like it.
It's good. It's average.
Yeah.
But Magnum form, possibly my second favorite.
What about Nago?
Nago's good too.
Okay.
For Magnum form alone, I think I like that. I think I just like... Well, for Boost and Magnum, I think I like Magnum alone separately. If only because it looks so nice with that white and black.
Yeah, I could.
Once Boost gets involved, that's good too. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the base forms in this show are fairly good. So next, let's, I guess, talk about the Rise Buckles.
I mean, I can't really comment on those because I don't have any, but from what I've seen, they look really fun.
Yeah, they're good. Actually, like I said, I do own a Desire driver, and I do have a couple buckles.
I wish I did, but I can't.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but that's the point.
But yeah, the Rise Buckles in this show, I think what's the best thing about them is that they all look different.
Yeah.
And they all actually do vary. Like, the bigger looking ones, like the Magnum and Zombie Buckles, they're obviously for base forms. And the smaller weapon ones are for that, weapons.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that there's an actual hierarchy was shown with the collectibles.
Yeah.
We don't really get that often with collectibles in Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
And so, now back to the show and everything along with it. As we mentioned before, it is similar to Ryuki.
And Gaim.
Yeah. Which brings me to something. There's this thing, I think I possibly made it up. Well, title. Well, the starting note that I have for it is called the Ryuki concept. Which I actually think is a thing between shows. Not just in Kamen Rider, but in general. And what I mean for the Ryuki concept is that both... Okay, what's the best way to describe this?
Both riders can be good and evil at the same time. Anyone can be a rider.
Not so much that, but more so with the multiple... Well, let me explain.
Okay.
With the Ryuki concept, of course, there are a lot of comparisons that could be made between this show and Ryuki. While both are similar, I think in all honesty, Geats does it better than Ryuki. Because let's start off at the very beginning with the fact that the Desire Grand Prix is a legitimate contest with the staff and employees running it.
And technically speaking, you can't really, in the beginning, you really couldn't, riders couldn't fight each other, unlike Ryuki.
That is actually a thing in the Desire Grand Prix too. Riders aren't allowed to battle with each other because, well, for one, they just make it against the rules.
Yeah.
But there's a specific reason for that much later.
Yeah.
For now, they're just competing against each other. But yeah, this does the Ryuki concept much better than Ryuki. Whereas Ryuki had everything all done by just one person. And yes, the people running it have no ulterior motives than just for entertainment. But it's perfect because it's not personal for anyone. Whereas in Ryuki, you can honestly, there are some holes in the Rider Ward that anyone could actually find and poke through so that Odin could, well, get what he wanted either way to save Yui.
I mean, that's not a bad thing by any means, right? For Ryuki's case.
Speaking as someone who has seen Ryuki,
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a problem for Ryuki, but that's a good way to differentiate these shows. Essentially, like contrast these shows.
Huh? Okay.
That's my. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
No, I get what you mean. Would you want to elaborate more, or
I don't know. I don't know how to elaborate more than that. I just think. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased towards Ryuki and Dragonite in general, but that's besides the point. So let's just move on.
All right. So next, speaking of which, with the Ryuki concept, let's talk about this show and its handling of writers. Because right off the bat, this show has a fuck ton of writers.
Yeah.
A fuck ton. And because the Desire Grand Prix is a competition, they come and go.
Yeah.
Like, there are only two ways to lose. You either get killed or you get disqualified. And I really appreciate how developed these writers that get eliminated get. Because once they leave, I honestly don't care about them because they turn out to be terrible people.
Yeah.
Which makes seeing them lose honestly satisfying.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, the only one time where it seemed to be, well, kind of, not unfair, but what seemed kind of, the only one I honestly think that made you what could have made anyone sad was Jinpen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the penguin one. That was the dad that was competing for his son in the hospital.
Yep.
And oh my god, this is from the second episode too, where Ace ends up paying for the son's medical expenses right after tricking Kawa into giving him the boost buckle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, looking back at that now.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up but funny.
Yeah, fucked up in a funny way, yeah.
Especially since, even from the first time around when I watched this show, I saw it coming.
Yeah.
And wow, it was just entertaining.
Because Fox.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting question. Actually, let's get back to Geats' base form for a moment. Specifically with Boost Magnum. Boost is a buckle that doesn't specifically belong to Ace. It's I guess you can say a special item that after its first full use, anyone else can use it. And that's actually quite interesting, considering that in all the advertising we saw for Geats, he was in Boost Magnum, and we all thought that would be the base form, but in a way it is, but it also isn't, since anyone could use the Boost Buckle.
Yeah.
Ace doesn't even get it again after, I guess, a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
And that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, out of all the writers that were eliminated in the show, which one would you say is your favorite?
Oh god, Dapon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck that character.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen people who like him, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, to each their own. But why? I still question why, but to each their own, I suppose. But yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. Also, he just threw a tantrum.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but he's also just still not a good character, in my opinion.
He's not a good character because he's not a good guy, but his whole thing was just throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, and when?
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to say my favorite elimination in the first arc, at least, was Kawa's. But that's because his elimination fitted his character.
Yeah.
And in that moment, his sister was in danger due to the final boss of that round. And in that moment, win or lose, he still got what he wanted to protect his sister. That was a really nice episode. Honestly, a nice two-parter because it's towards the end of, I guess, the first arc of the show.
Yeah.
It's also a nice hint of foreshadowing for later, which we will get to.
Yeah.
But now before we complete the first, half of the show, two things I want to get out of the way. One, everyone gets focus in this show.
Yep.
Like, when a focus episode is on someone in particular, it's on someone in particular, and I feel it, and I got it.
Yes.
Because, Ace is there, but he'll be in the background.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, and honestly, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because he's literally letting anyone else shine in the moment.
Yeah. Or as he would say, the highlight in this case.
Yeah. And another thing I appreciate is that almost everyone manages to get what they want without needing to win the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the finale of Loopat, where the Lupin Rangers didn't collect all the Lupin pieces, but the fact that they got brought back at the very end was a solid way to end the show.
Yeah.
Because afterwards, they were still being Phantom Thieves and doing their jobs. And so, with that said, let's now talk about the conspiracy arc and with how it begins.
Oh boy.
First, Ace wins this round of the Desire Grand Prix. And what does he wish for?
Stars of... Oh god.
I didn't write it down. I knew I wasn't going to forget it because it is the cringiest thing in all of Kamen Rider.
Oh, he wishes for a family?
He wishes for a family, and he wishes specifically for the Game Master, Giori, to be his dad.
Oh my god.
And for Sumiri to be his sister.
Yes, son. Oh
Mind you that in episode 2, like, him and, like, Ace and Sumiri are having dinner together, and Ace is treating it as if they were on a date.
Oh god, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's even worse. Oh god,
it is cringy, and I love it. Ace has a cringy sense of humor, and I love it.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's how the conspiracy arc begins. And so for this next round of the Desire Grand Prix, like, Giori is deciding, well, now realizing Ace has won too many times. Let's not have him win this time, as it's, or at least to him, it's starting to get a bit annoying.
Yeah.
And Sumiri just prefers not to think of them as brother and sister.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her.
Yeah, but for Giori alone, he seems to be more annoyed at Ace, with him constantly winning. Like, it kind of just goes to show that if Ace just had got what he wanted from the very beginning, they probably wouldn't have a problem with him. Yeah. Speaking of which, let's actually talk about Giori too, he is the Game Master, and he is also Kamen Rider Glare.
I love his suit. First off, I love his suit. Second of all, I didn't like his character at first.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. You give your opinion.
Okay, at first I was like, okay, I don't like him because of what he was doing. Mm-hmm. But upon thinking back on it, what he was saying the things he was warning about ended up kind of happening, and so in a sense he was kind of right about the Jamato, especially in a sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. With Giori as a character, to me, I get what he was doing, but for that, at least, I look from both perspectives.
Yeah.
Like I said, if Ace just got what he originally wanted from the beginning, he probably wouldn't pose as a threat to them. And honestly, I like how, for a moment, he kind of came off like Xavierx and wanted to manipulate. Because he was manipulating Kawa for a little bit after he's back in this next round of the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And I like how he was kind of like that in a way with Punk Jack until he decides to double cross him.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Anything else to talk about specifically with the conspiracy arc? Because, aesthetically speaking, this show does have power-ups and whatnot, but to be fair, we like them.
Yeah, we like them. I like them all, honestly. I can't really...
Pretty much. Like, Fever, like it. Command Form, like it.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's basically SPD Battleizer, let's be real. It's like a version of it or something, but I love it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways.
Now, the most shocking thing... Now let's talk about Ace for a bit.
Yeah.
Ace is an interesting character, but as a character, too, I think people... Honestly, there's a comparison to be made between Ace and Tendo.
Yeah.
I honestly think Ace is better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing about Ace, too. He's skilled, but not overpowered.
He's powerful, but he's not overpowered. He's also flawed still.
Yeah, honestly, with Kabuto, with him, you always know he's going to win.
Because he's literally a Gary Stew. That's his
and he's just overpowered right off the bat. With Ace, he's been in the Desire Grand Prix plenty of times to where he has the experience to back up. And honestly, I like how, honestly, another one of the best things ever to see in this show is that we see Ace lose.
Yeah.
Because once he starts putting together once he starts trying to put together things with the Desire Grand Prix, specifically towards Giori finally becomes Kamen Rider Glare and decides to eliminate Ace from the Desire Grand Prix. And honestly, it was the most shocking thing ever, seeing Ace lose.
Yeah.
in a way, it was different and nice because
refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah, you think of that powerful and that skilled of a character would stay around the whole round, but yeah, no, he lost. Admittedly through some cheating and all, but
yeah,
Ace actually loses.
Yep.
And that's surprising.
Yeah.
Now, along with for as interesting as a concept the Desire Grand Prix is, there are some technical rule bends in this show that are just wow. It's like they do not monitor the wishes that people make.
They really don't.
They really do, especially with Ace.
Oh, yeah.
With Ace, he once made a wish to be in the Desire Grand Prix as many times as he wants until the day he dies.
Like, that's a reflection. What you would think that would be a big red flag for them.
Yeah.
And yet they somehow let that slide.
Yeah. Why do you... Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for failure at that point.
Yeah, there's such technical rule bends in this show. Like, even when Keiwa beat the final boss the first time around, he ended up getting eliminated because, well, to be fair, he was too injured to keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And also, so Ace can, like, make a wish to be in the Desire Grand Prix for, like, till he's dead.
Yeah, so literally till the day he dies.
Yet he can't wish to see his mother. I mean, I get why later on, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, that also made things a bit weird.
Yeah, so he can wish to stay in the Grand Prix till the day he dies, but yet he can't wish to see his mother. Like, what kind of
that was kind of strange.
Yeah.
And now, specifically for how the conspiracy arc ends.
Oh my god.
It is the most Karen thing ever in Kamen Rider. It really is.
I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, you're right.
It really is. Because they complained they didn't complain to the manager, they complained to corporate.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god. Like Neon's dad, who, by the way, Neon's dad has some type of deal going on with the DGP crew.
Yeah.
Which is how Neon is back in for this round of Desire Grand Prix. And she decided to use her dad's connections to say that something is wrong with this round. The Game Master is kind of,
cheating.
Cheating and just kind of being unfair with Ace.
Yeah.
Since they're completely going against the rules here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the conspiracy arc ends with them snitching.
Brilliant.
It is just
fucking
wow.
Fucking brilliant.
It is wow.
Yeah.
And from there, I guess because Giori was cheating and sabotaging the game, this round of the Desire Grand Prix, anywho, this round of the DGP is null and void, and so now it's revealed to them that the Desire Grand Prix is a reality show.
Wow.
And they will be competing, basically, still for the prize and all.
Yeah.
We actually forgot to mention one character, Punk Jack.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about him a little bit more later.
Yeah.
But yeah, just throwing that out there, like Punk Jack is introduced, and he doesn't
really do much at first.
Yeah. Well, he does, but
also doesn't.
More or less. Well, like I said, we'll save him for later.
Yeah.
But the reality show arc, what do you think of it?
I don't remember any of them. I don't remember it, to be honest.
I do, if only because of one person who comes back later, Daichi.
Oh.
Yeah. Nudge Sparrow.
Yes, but
there's another writer there too, Kamen Rider. I think her actual name is Lupo.
Lupo, yeah.
Yeah, Kamen Rider Lupo. It introduces Nudge Spiral, and Lupo. But that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's only.
Yeah.
I actually kind of forgot about her, to be honest, for a good amount of time until you
Yeah.
brought it back up.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, the reality show arc,
And a week.
not as impressive as the first two.
Yeah, it's like 0-1's middle arc, in between arc in a sense.
I think the only thing I feel like possibly what brings it down is the "Does a star" subplot.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool in concept, not the best executed.
I feel like it's just too reality show ish.
I mean, yeah.
Especially since especially with how the conspiracy arc ended, with basically saying that this is the Hunger Games, but with Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
But them going the reality show arc
makes me not want to watch MTV now, even more than I already don't.
Basically, like you see them, like you see the cameras on them, you see them have their own, I guess,
interviews,
like talking heads.
Or interviews in this.
That's what talking heads are. Okay. Their moment alone with the camera, just to say what's on their mind.
Because that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Apparently.
The only thing that I liked about the reality show arc is how they changed up the rating for the Desire Grand Prix. But honestly, it doesn't kind of go anywhere.
It really doesn't.
Yeah. If anything, yeah, the Days of Star subplot, it happens,
it's a thing that existed.
Yeah, and then we move on to the Jamato Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So, how do we feel about that arc?
I think I kind of liked it.
That arc was fine, pretty average in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the same. Agreed.
So the Jamato Grand Prix, basically, the Desire Grand Prix, but for the monsters.
Jamato.
Yeah, the Jamato.
Jamato, not Jamato.
It's hard to pronounce it.
Yeah, I know. But
speaking of which, about the monsters too, they are monsters created for the Desire Grand Prix,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like I always thought that from the beginning, but we didn't get more of it until I guess a bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're monsters for the Desire Grand Prix that now want to basically be their own beings.
Yeah.
And not be a part of this. So
I don't blame them.
The Jamato Grand Prix is their own way of getting what they want.
Yeah.
And so and along with the Jamato Grand Prix, we got a slow introduction to the supporters, specifically 3 of them at best. Jean, Baraba, who is a supporter for Michinaga because he's still around after supposedly dying.
Yeah.
And Kekara, who is a frog statue.
Literally.
Yeah, and a supporter for Keiwa. But let's talk about the supporters now. Because there's Jean, Kekara, Baraba, and Kyun, who is a supporter for Neon.
Yeah.
It's nice how the writers have their own adversaries.
Yeah.
Like for Jean it's Ace, Kekara it's Keiwa, Baraba it's Michinaga, and Kyun it's Nago.
Yeah.
And they all correspond to each one's desires.
Yeah, like the animals Geats is a fox, right? And so Kyun is a wolf, right?
No,
not Kyun. Jean.
Jean. Actually, don't know how they say it.
I'm pretty sure he's a wolf.
Oh, it's not a wolf. I think he's a silver fox.
Okay.
That would make sense because Geats' motif is a fox.
And Kekura and
Kekura is interesting because, well, for starters, Tycoon's based off of a tanuki, which is a Japanese raccoon dog. But the rider forms they get are
ridiculously insane.
They're wow. Because except for Jean, the rider forms are CGIs of a frog, a lion, and
all of which in a robot.
With bull horns.
I was gonna say apparently those are remolded 3D models from other past Rider shows, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, the Breaking Mammoth. Breaking Mammoth.
Okay, yeah, Breaking Mammoth, I can see that.
Frog from Kamen Shinobi.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Q, and I forget which one with Q. Oh, was it? Might have been from Wizard. I could be wrong. I don't know. Wizard, I don't remember.
I think Wizard would have to make sense because of Chimera.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, those CGI things, they were
something.
Baraba's was the most surprising because you see a giant mech form for a Kamen Rider, and you just think,
well,
that's not fair.
That's a load of bullshit.
Literally in that final battle, too, with Buffa and Baraba,
yeah,
she goes to that form, and I just go,
well, that's some bullshit.
That's just not fair.
Like the big holiday fall. Also, we barely see real forms. Honestly, we barely see them.
We really barely do, but frankly.
But then again, I get it. CGI expensive. I get it.
Yeah, but the thought alone too, like for those being literal rider forms.
Yeah.
Wow. What? Someone
was high clip.
That was a thought.
Someone was really thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But for the supporter characters alone, I do appreciate Gene.
Yeah.
Because he understands the real weight the Desire Grand Prix has for its competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the others are, well, Kyun, we don't really get much of him.
And then Kekua, I want to slit his throat.
I can't judge you about that because I hate Kiji Brothers, so I'm not gonna front you there.
And Bibola, hot topic bitch that I don't want to have anything to do with
her. Yeah,
exactly. I wouldn't say necessarily slit her throat, but that's the point.
Yeah. Oh my god, Keikira makes me
really.
No, like honest to God, with Keikira, as soon as I heard him saying this for much later, saying that's how a real Kamen Rider ought to be.
That's when I'm like,
it rubbed me the wrong way.
I'm like, you don't understand what a Kamen Rider is. I want to split your fucking throat.
Oh my god, Keikira is honestly a character who would have been better in Ryuki.
Oh yeah, fine. So he might as well be Kai's at this point. He's intended to be hated. I don't know. I'm just saying he might as well be a character that you're supposed to fucking hate.
He probably is.
Yeah,
probably is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if we talk about Kaiksen now, I'm gonna think about the belt and how it's on sale and how I want it.
Yeah, you mean a Legend of Ida version? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a CSM version of it on sale too, possibly.
No, it's like the. I'll tell you later.
Okay, but yeah, for Keikira. Yeah, we fucking hate him.
Yeah.
We hate him for much later. But for right now, let's just talk about right now. For Keikira, we hate him.
Absolutely.
He does not oh my god.
He doesn't understand.
It's hard to talk about this because it all goes back to Keiwa, to which we have to save for much fucking later.
Okay, if you want, we can just hold off on.
No, Baraba, we can at least talk about her for now.
Got hot topic bitch.
Yeah, Baraba's whole thing is that she's a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
But oddly enough, it works for her.
Yeah.
It's like, for villains that are evil for the sake of being evil, they're usually more generic. With her, it's just, I like to see misery for my own enjoyment.
Yeah.
But she makes it sound new.
Yeah.
Especially with how she torments Nago much later.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, just wow.
Yeah.
As villains, they weren't bad. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Keikira especially grated me, so you know he was a good villain.
Yeah.
His whole thing was just his whole thing was kind of like Baraba's, but more excited about the entertainment of writers fighting each other
and not giving
just being brutal about it
and not caring about how the writer himself is feeling.
Yeah, but that goes to show Gene's like growth a bit, where he actually gets the weight because, spoiler alert, they're all from the future.
Yeah. And
apparently in the future, they don't have to worry about consequences like death or diseases and whatnot. But once Gene sees it for himself, he gets it and he understands. and he's actually able to feel sympathy and sympathize. These guys, minus Kyun,
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah.
They just see it all literally for a game.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to them, well, to be fair, well, for them too, they are from the future and everyone else is from the past, so yeah, why care about them?
Yeah.
But yeah, the revelation that the Desire Grand Prix is from the future, what do you think?
I don't know what I was doing with SpongeBob just now, but
Future.
But that was good. That was a good plot. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Me too. And honestly, while weird it seemed at first, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it didn't really feel weird to me at first. It made sense to me right off the bat.
Why did it make sense to you?
I don't know. I mean, considering they have like freaking eyeball-looking cameras pointing at each other, that doesn't look like something of a modern-day tech. I'm just saying.
Honestly, for
everything surrounding them, I just think this could be give me the idea that this could be futuristic tech or something.
Yeah, honestly, to me, it made sense because think about the rules now for the Desire Grand Prix. You can't post about it. You can't talk about it. Like, after someone is eliminated, their memory is erased. The only thing that's inevitable is death. And the fact that a new world gets restarted.
Yeah.
All that could be seen as done to basically preserve the timeline.
Yeah.
Which apparently is not worried about afterwards. Because for as much damage as these villains do in the past, no one seems to care about the timeline.
Yeah,
preserving the space-time continuum.
Yeah, who gives a shit about that? Decades already done messed with that enough already, and Geo for that matter. But besides the point.
Huh?
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Exactly. So who gives a shit?
Huh? Okay. But yeah, even after that revelation too, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Throughout this show, whenever we've reached the end of an arc, it's not done the same way. Like, in the last arc, and like with every arc so far, each arc begins and ends through technical circumstances. The conspiracy arc round was tampered with, so that was thrown out to start over.
Yeah.
And the Jamato arc ends with the villains winning.
Yeah.
And to stop them, the Desire Royale comes in motion.
Yep.
And so now, the Desire Royale.
Yeah.
This is basically the Rider War, because it's Rider versus Rider.
Yep.
And Buffa is back. And he's been back since... No, he's been back since the reality show Arc, fighting for the Jamato.
Yep, and after becoming Jamato.
Yeah, after apparently slowly becoming a Jamato himself.
Yep.
Because since apparently he can... Because of his connection with the zombie rise buckle, which is never explained, he's able to come back like a zombie.
Because, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's actually think about the motives. And let's actually talk about the different opinions, I guess, there are about the Desire Grand Prix. There are some that are positive, others that are negative.
Yeah.
The ones that are negative seem to be the most...
reasonable?
Well, they're as understandable and as reasonable as they are. Because naturally, they think it's kind of it's naturally unfair how one person can just change the whole world and make to only their image.
Yeah.
Honestly, because what Buffa's whole thing at first I feel like was kind of confusing because first he was competing. Well, how he found out about the Desire Grand Prix in the first place was because his friend was part of the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And then his friend died, and I feel like his motive then became he wants to wipe out all Kamen Riders.
Yeah.
Because if... How would you describe it?
I honestly don't know, to be honest. It's like confusing.
Because with Buffa as a character at first, admittedly, yeah, he's a bit arrogant.
Yeah.
And thick-headed.
Yep.
But with reasoning behind it, I do get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But in a certain light too, it still seems like he's being a sore loser.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so, with Buffa winning the Jamato Grand Prix, he is now, I guess, the winner.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
And now now he has invincibility action replay codes now.
Yeah, he can. Oh yeah. And now Buffa's Massacre.
Yeah. What do you think?
Not impressed by it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? It's because Ben and John got annihilated instantly. We don't even get to see the lighter forms.
Those two. I almost forgot about them.
Oh yeah, they're like some of the.
Those are the writers whose forms we'll never see, but we will see them henshin.
Yeah, because because
Yeah.
I don't know.
But no, here's my thing. I'm unimpressed by Buffa's Massacre because honestly, it seemed like it was just all talk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you talk about wanting to wipe out Kamen Riders,
you're gonna have to. It's like you're gonna have to go against every Kamen Rider, especially Omochio. Don't even get me started on him.
Not even that. Like when you talk about wanting to wipe out all Kamen Riders, my first thought is becoming Thanos and making them all vanish.
And technically, wouldn't that technically make him want him to vanish? Wouldn't he technically have to vanish himself as well? Considering he's a writer himself.
Who knows?
Exactly.
But instead of that, or a straight up real massacre where you see dead bodies drop, like we see him instead just beat someone up, take their ID core, and crush it.
Yeah. That's. I mean, guess like
you shouldn't have a chainsaw sword if your idea of a massacre is my toy now break.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dang it, maybe they wanted to go for massacre, but maybe they couldn't because that would have maybe on the sake of television that would have gone too far, but I don't know.
Too far.
Really? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't work for television. I don't work for Japanese television studios. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. What do I know? I'm just getting specific. I'm just theorizing, okay? I'm really doing a toku theory at this point. I don't fucking know, man.
I get that, but on the other hand,
dang it,
that's gonna make you think about almost any other time someone has seen a dead body drop in Kamen Rider.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm on the fence about that theory in general because I'm like, well, we've seen it happen before. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. It's just that with the whole massacre too. It's just that it just seemed so. Like I said, it seemed like it was just like it made Buffalo look like he was all talk.
Yeah.
It was just so. But another thing around the Desire Royale 2, since this is a new arc, is let's actually now get to Ace's motivations.
Yeah.
So Ace's whole reason for joining the Desire Grand Prix is to find his mom. And his mom just so happened to be a part of the Desire Grand Prix as the previous navigator.
Yep.
Which is Sumeri's job.
Yep.
But and apparently, where to say? Oh yeah. So Ace's whole motivation is he's looking for his mom, and he's been in the Desire Grand Prix how many times now?
Too many?
Yeah, to the fact that it literally goes back to ancient time.
Yeah.
Because Ace I want to say is somewhat of a demigod because off the bat, his mom actually is the goddess of creation.
Yep.
The statue that grants your wish after someone's won the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Ace is apparently a demigod because his mom is a goddess and his dad had to have been human in order for him to have been born.
Yeah.
And for as many times that Ace has been in the Desire Grand Prix, you would think he's like immortal or something or just extremely old, but no. He's apparently been reincarnated
Multiple times.
Multiple times. And apparently has taken the same name in different forms multiple times.
Yep.
But all that just to find his mom.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
Heavy.
Yeah, very heavy.
Really heavy.
Yeah.
And wow. All props in the world to the actor too, because I felt it.
Yeah, same.
And once you realize that Ace's mom is the goddess of creation too, you kind of suspected once he gets the Boost Mark II buckle.
Wait, Boost Mark.
Yeah, Mark II.
Okay, yeah.
That's that red form.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, as we're going on with the show, do we really want to keep talking about aesthetics?
Yeah, that's not really. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's forget the Geats 9.
I actually do have that down.
Okay, yeah,
I have that down.
I see it down. It's just,
oh, yeah.
When we get to Geats 9, that's when we're going to talk.
Yeah.
That's when we'll talk again.
But like what I said, the forms in the show, we do like a majority of them, but we most definitely will save the final form to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, how do you actually feel about the realization of... Oh, crap. Later. Words. God damn it, I have notes and I don't even follow them.
What'd you do?
I was going to say, what do you feel about the revelation of Geats' mom being the goddess of creation?
I thought it made sense, and it's honestly, it made sense to me.
It made sense.
And it was also, it made sense, and I think it also just works well for the story, at least.
Oh, it definitely made me feel.
Yeah.
And it definitely did work for the story.
Yeah.
And I felt it.
Same.
Especially since Ace is usually a cool and collected character.
And then you really see him, break down.
Seeing him really get mad or break down is rare.
Yeah.
Extremely rare. Yet I still get it.
I get it, yeah.
Hell, him actually getting a bit angry is what cost him the Jamato Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he comes back to... I guess in a way he does come back because of Sumari.
Yeah.
Which will lead into the next arc. But before then, the Grand End. That was a deal I struggled to come to an impressed opinion on. Well, an informed opinion on. And I'm still trying to get it. I kind of don't get it. Okay, so let me explain. With the Grand End, the Desire Grand Prix staff, mainly Niram, who has been the main villain up to now, starting at the conspiracy arc. Niram is calling the Desire Royale a dud, so they're going to leave and erase everyone's minds.
Yeah.
Here's where I have a problem.
Okay.
I myself could be too used to villains that just want to take over the world through chaos and destruction. But instead chaos and destruction, there's escalation of threat level. But here, they're just gonna leave.
Yeah.
They really didn't even have to erase everyone's minds too. They're just gonna leave. They could just leave.
Yeah.
It's kind of just...
It's weird.
It's weird and... I don't know, it kind of feels like a bit...
Much?
A bit much, but also very little.
Yeah.
Especially when it plays down Buffa's whole Rider massacre by erasing his memories too.
Yeah.
There's no real sense of danger, especially since no one's dead. Anyone who had their ID core broken is still alive. So and they erased their memories too, so it's hard to feel threatened by anything.
Yeah.
The only person that's really a threat to is Ace, since he would forget his memories of knowing about his mom and his true origins.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, Grand End is not all that impressive to me.
Yeah, same.
But let's get off plot for a moment just to talk about a particular detail. And it's that in this show alone, Geats has a lot of forms.
Yeah.
Like, quite a lot of forms. But I'll give him credit for both of his mid-season forms, Boost Mark II and Laser Boost. He does use them both equally. Like, I know online, like, some people, or at least a while ago, people online were complaining that he got Laser Boost 2 episodes after getting Mark II. But rewatch the episode and see, he got Laser Boost because Mark II was putting a strain on his body. So Laser Boost takes off the strain.
Exactly. Pay attention.
Like, Boost Mark, like, shoot, like, and like I said too, he does use both of them equally.
Yeah.
Like, anytime he feels like he's at the limit from Mark II, switches straight to Boost.
Yeah.
And hell, and as for Boost Mark III, that's only half of his final form.
Half, yeah, and we never see it again.
Yeah. Speaking of which, of his final form, Geats 9.
Fucking glorious.
It is a nice looking final form. He is now the nine-tailed fox.
He's really Naruto.
Yeah, oh my god. He is now literally the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah. Which is, yeah.
And in this said, okay, let's still talk in these specs. One, it's awesome. It makes white an awesome color for a final form.
Yeah.
And the powers he get too are powers of recreation and I guess restoration.
Yeah.
Because at that point, he is a god.
Yeah, he's basically Kodaka.
He's on the steps of becoming a god.
Yeah.
And I like that weapon of his, the Geats 9 Buster.
Oh, yeah, same.
Which is now a gun that becomes a sword.
Yeah.
Yo, remember its debut episode?
Yeah, oh my... Yes.
What was your favorite part of it?
I don't have a favorite part. Everything about it was great.
Okay. One thing
the eyes opening up to very yellow eyes.
Okay, yeah.
That just got me off. I was like, woo!
But oh my god, the opening was playing for Geats 9's debut. But that moment where the music stops and Geats just looks at Niram or whoever is Gazer.
Glazer.
Is it called Glazer?
Glazer, I don't know.
I think it's Gazer.
Okay, oh yeah, it's Gazer.
But yeah, that moment where the music stops, Geats is looking at Gazer and basically goes, shushes him, then goes right back in the fighting and the music plays right back up.
Yeah, that was fucking
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That is how you use your opening song for a final form debut.
Exactly.
That was lit.
Literally.
It further highlights what an awesome song True Last is, and Geats 9 is just phenomenal. It is so powerful. It looks great. And Geats gets this form after he comes to terms with what he must become now after meeting his mom for the first time.
And last.
And last time. Just so much heart.
Yeah.
So much heart, and we got this beautiful final form.
Yep.
It was just beautiful. Beautiful.
Beauty.
Beautiful. I want to get that. I want to get those rise buckles.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh yeah, I will try.
And then get the 2 other repaints.
Now, yeah,
that was a joke, obviously.
I get that, but the repaints for that are, the red and white one's kind of better.
And then,
which says something because I like black and gold.
You mean black and blue, and black and blue and black and gold.
Oh crap! I didn't know you were talking about.
I was talking about
both of them. Oh, in that case, I would definitely get the black and blue one. That looks awesome.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, that suit's fly as hell.
Yeah, for real.
But now, let's talk about Ace's Desire Grand Prix, which is now just Ace just if the Jamato weren't there, it'd probably just be a standstill of a game.
Yeah.
But now this is where the Desire Grand Prix becomes less of a competition and more of let's fight the bad guys and stop the bad guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Also, interesting. Well, let's talk about our final boss. I guess 2 of them at least.
Regard.
Regard, yeah, Jit and Sul.
Yeah.
Who are both Kamen Riders.
Regard and Regard Omega.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
They come out of nowhere.
For real. Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm trying to think about them now, and they
disappear out of nowhere.
Yeah, they literally just come out of nowhere, and I'm thinking...
Well, they're here now, so I guess...
Yeah, those are our final antagonists.
Wow. How's everything?
Yeah, they're...
And with a retooled Vision Driver.
Yeah. But for them, the villains... Let's be honest, with the villains in this show, they're still good.
Yeah.
Because it's everyone else that were the other villains that were fine up to now. Kikida and Baraba, even Nerum. But those 2,
yeah,
they were just, we gotta end this show somehow, so we need a final boss.
Yeah, pretty much. And so
Speaking of which, for this arc 2, for whatever reason, we needed previous writers to come back.
Like Notchbell.
Yeah, and him. Like he's
just have him have Kayla's sister get aware.
Oh god, trust me, we'll get there. But yeah, with Daichi alone, Nudge Sparrow, why do we need him back?
Yes, because the writer said so.
Okay.
I don't know why.
But with him as a character, it's just
he's just come back. I don't get why. I don't get it. I don't like him.
Like he does more towards the end of the show.
And he kind of gets semi-redeemed by so unforgive him, but it's a blind.
Yeah. I'd rather take Daichi over Dapan.
Oh, yeah.
Who was literally there for like an episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He was brought back for an episode, and then goes back to... Then he just leaves.
Because he's a hit.
Like, what was even the point of bringing him back?
Paycheck. He needed a paycheck, obviously. He came for his paycheck and left.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah... For Ace's Desire Grand Prix, let's talk about Keiwa's sister now, Sarah. She's been well aware about the writers and all up to now, and even becomes good friends with Neon, especially since she's Neon's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Constantly watching her YouTube channel.
Discount YouTube channel.
Is it Discount YouTube?
I don't know. Last time I was pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. I doubt everybody use actual YouTube.
I don't know if the actress has an actual channel or not, but...
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's now get on to Sarah's death.
Yeah.
Which, here's what happens. So, the bad guys are still around, and Daichi is still around too. So what does Daichi do?
Daichi.
He's been enamored with the Jamato this entire time, and that's why he even sided with them, because aside from being enamored with the Jamato, he's all about knowledge.
Yeah.
With what knowledge he has gotten so far about the Jamato, he decides he's going to create more Jamato, and apparently one kind that there is right now is like kind of like a parasite where if you get stung or something,
or like
I forgot how, but basically
it went inside the ears.
Oh, it went inside your ears and you become a Jamato.
Yeah.
So people become Jamato, and Sarah becomes a Jamato,
and Buffy kills her. Not realizing
that it's her. So it was completely an accident. He did not know. No one knew until afterwards.
Yeah. And then Kayla Goes full on.
Breaks down.
And goes full on Dark Knight.
Breaks down. That entire time, the more and more you just hate Daichi. But yeah, Sarah's death
was impactful.
It was definitely impactful, and it breaks Keiwa.
Rightfully, understandably so.
Understandably so. It definitely breaks him, understandably so.
Yeah.
And what's the very first thing Keiwa does?
Discount Batman.
Okay, but the very first thing he does...
confronts Buffer.
Yeah, he does.
Like, dude, what the fuck?
And it definitely hurts Michinaga, too, because he literally just murdered someone.
Yep.
For as dark as he is, the fact that he literally just took someone's life...
Yeah.
That definitely does leave some scars for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ad broke Keiwa.
Yeah. Yep.
And what's another thing that comes out of this too? I want to say also his final form.
Oh yeah, I love it. Oh yeah, that beautiful.
I like this final form.
Yeah, I love it.
Apparently, it looks different once he's
it does.
good again.
Yeah, I think the red visor doesn't come red anymore. I think I could be wrong.
No, I never noticed.
Okay.
But yeah, let's talk about Tycoon's final form. I like it too.
I like it.
I like the black, and I really do appreciate that his suit is light green.
Yeah. Because
that's a rare shade that you really see.
Rarely see, yeah.
And he gets a sword.
Yeah, because why not? Yeah, because swords are fucking awesome. He's a black general. He's supposed to be a shogun.
He's a straight up shogun.
I mean, that's apparently what the form was. That was a placeholder for the name, apparently, shogun or something.
Yeah.
So, which makes sense for having a big sword like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where Keiwa begins to spiral.
Out of control.
Yeah. Like, aside from, I can understand him being upset with Michinaga. But to be fair, it was by accident. But Keiwa doesn't bother listening to him about it.
Sometimes when you're not thinking, when you're depressed, you're not thinking straight.
I'll give you that, but this is where he just starts throwing a tantrum. And another thing he does once he gets his, the Black General form, he goes after Daichi because obviously Daichi is the cause of this.
Yep. But
I think what brings it down for me is that he doesn't kill Daichi for revenge. He just beats him up and that's it.
Lets him escape.
Yeah, that's the thing. For as angry and as upset and for as broken as Keiwa was, for anyone who you think he would try to get revenge for, he doesn't really follow through with it. He just beats him up and that's it.
Yep.
And, oh my god, okay. And here's where Keiwa starts taking a bit of a dive, for me at least. One, let's get back to Kekera and his perception of what is a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, oh god.
A masked soldier, I think, that basically Kekera treats being a Kamen Rider as his form of entertainment.
Yeah.
How these people should transform and fight out of their own misery just for his entertainment.
That's literally the opposite of what a Kamen Rider
It's completely the opposite of what a Kamen Rider is, and it's just...
It makes Ichigo cry in his sleep.
Dude. And you want to know what's so off about it?
Everything?
No, here's the thing. That's apparently what people wanted. I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
People apparently thought Keiwa didn't have enough character development, so they needed him to have some.
Oh my fucking God.
And don't worry, because I'm looking at him thinking
did he though?
No, I thought he did. Without his sister's passing, I thought he did.
That's what I'm saying. But did he really need more though?
Not so much needed more. He just got darker
and become
and edgier, and apparently that's what people wanted.
for some reason.
But then, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that too. After like a week, people were against it, and I was reading the comment section like I freaking called it. I called it. Because right off the bat, for as much as people wanted CK be a bit darker and edgier, like immediately afterwards they're against it, and I'm just thinking this wasn't a good idea in the first place. Because let's start off with the very beginning of what is a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Not this. Kamen Riders, okay, for certain riders, they may have gotten their powers and all through evil and minor tragedy. Some honestly start off wanting revenge. But that's not what that makes them. Actual Kamen Riders, they know when they get over themselves and fight, not for the sake of fighting.
But for people.
For people.
It's
the right thing to do. You do good.
Here's the best way to describe it. It's the equivalent of Spider-Man fighting to save as many lives as he can. And
Like, you do the right thing because it's the right thing. You be altruistic. Like, hell, you don't treat fighting evil as therapy.
You don't.
Like, no, you do the right thing because it's the right thing.
It's the right fucking thing to do. Get your shit together.
Oh my god. I feel like, okay.
I know.
You wanna know something strange? You wanna know something too?
Yes.
Something too. I feel like I don't like to compare shows to each other.
Okay.
But because these were both written, because both Geats and XA were both written by the same writer, it's just a thing that some people in the fandom obviously have of comparing shows to each other.
Yeah.
And considering them as tropes. Because Brave had an arc where he was siding with the bad guys. Even last season, Live had an arc where he was siding with the bad guys.
I mean, to be fair, it's just not really a trope. It's just how the writer. That's just how the writing. It's just that's his writing.
Exactly. Yes. But if I was to compare with X8 and Geats with Hero Kamen Rider Brave, he turned bad on the good guys for a moment, for a chance to bring back his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But once Kronos asked him to basically destroy his integrity as a doctor, he came to the conclusion to let go.
Yeah.
With Keiwa, he's clearly doing all of this because he's upset over his sister, and even tries to revive her and bring her back, and actually does manage to do so by kidnapping Sumari.
Yep.
Who's next in line to be the next goddess of creation. That's actually how, because of her limit, I guess, powers, she was able to bring back Ace.
Yeah.
But because her powers are coming more into full bloom, like, Keiwa is ordered by Jit to kidnap Sumari, bring her to the bad guys, the DGP staff, so that they can make her the next goddess of creation, since Ace's mom unfortunately died.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Keiwa at least does revive the world. I guess to the last state as it was back when it was like the Desire Royale.
Yeah, they reverted it back essentially.
Yeah, but here's Keiwa's personal desire too. He was fighting to revive people who had possibly died in the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And guess how that turns out?
Not as good as you think.
Yeah, almost anyone who did compete in the Desire Grand Prix, good or bad, are brought back. And apparently some people in the Desire Grand Prix
are psychopaths.
Yeah, they weren't bad people.
They weren't good people, you mean?
Yeah, they weren't good people. I'm starting to think that the staff does not vet these people first.
Yeah. don't.
But yeah, people who were killed in the Desire Grand Prix, good or bad, they're brought back.
Because of course they are.
And then Keiwa's family was brought back.
And then they died.
Yeah.
Again.
And it's literally all Keiwa's fault. Like, it was literally all Keiwa's fault because the bad guys, specifically like Jit, screwed him over by intentionally screwed him over by taking his whisk and turning it on its head.
Exactly.
Like, it's so just
Yeah, it was
like
terrible.
Keiwa has literally no one else to blame.
But
And with how he turns back over to the good guy's side. Yeah, it's kind of Him and Ace fight.
And then they become friends. And after Sumi comes and stops the fighting, and then the fight
again. It's like I said, compared to Hiro came to that conclusion himself.
Yeah.
Keiwa just didn't listen a couple of times until he finally chose to listen. And don't really have much to say there.
Yeah, same.
It's just
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah. Still around that time, there are still a couple of good episodes. Hell, even Nago gets her own final form.
Yeah. Fantasy.
Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about Neon.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Actually, I have an idea. Let's hold off on talking about her final form until we get to her in the character analysis.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah, after that, we're at this point now where the show is starting to wrap up.
Yep.
The villains start getting defeated, Baraba and Keikira.
Good.
And Ace is becoming, at this point, Ace is basically a god.
He's Koto Kazuraba 2.0.
Yeah. He's what?
Koto Kazuraba 2.0. In a sense.
In a sense, yeah. Oh my god, that's an interesting comparison. But yeah, Ace is on that straight up verge of becoming a god. And shoot, let's actually now talk about the final two episodes. I actually really like too how Ace takes a back seat for these couple of episodes so that everyone else has their development.
Yeah, I like that.
I really do like that a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, now let's talk about the last two episodes. I feel like for one, it's a straight up finale of the Desire Grand Prix. And for the final game, almost anyone just becomes a Kamen Rider.
Pretty much, yeah.
And if you lose, or if you just choose not to play, you get blown up.
Yeah, you basically die.
You
get killed.
It's amazing too, because apparently I thought suicide bombing didn't kill you because Punk Jack survived. Somehow. Physics is something else.
Especially in Kamen Rider Land.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like with Power Rangers, when a monster grows, blows up, but unless you're a villain, you survive. That might be referencing MMP, whatever. Moving on. Yeah, the final round of the Desire Grand Prix is basically suicide bombing. Unless you choose to fight.
Yeah.
And Giori even surprisingly comes back for the final episode. Yeah. Well, second to last episode.
Yeah.
Just so Ace can get to the villain's lair.
Yeah.
And for one, beat Regard. Then Regard Omega shows up.
Yeah.
After Sewell absorbs Jit.
Yeah, something like that.
We already said we talked about. You want to know what's apparently unfair? You want to know what's strange?
Everything.
Well, mainly with Regard Alpha.
Omega.
Oh, Omega. He has powers to pause or rewind time.
Which is some bullshit.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Obviously, yeah, very much.
But that leads to Ace's death, which apparently has been mirrored since the beginning.
Yep.
Because of that last scene in the opening with Sumeri holding a gun to Ace's face to shoot him.
Yep.
That is the scene that comes into fruition here. And so Sumeri kills Ace.
Yep.
Through mind control, by the way.
Yeah,
because Jit created a
fake
clone of Sumeri.
A Hot Topic clone
of Sumeri.
Yeah.
To become the goddess of destruction.
Yep.
Since now all the villains want to do is basically destroy the world.
Because
while they're in the past.
Because why not?
Like what we said, like no real regard of the space-time continuum.
Who gives a shit at that point? I certainly don't.
Apparently, I even think I made a comment about it once. Like, you can't Kamen Rider ZO this, but
yeah, I mean, and they're like, watch us. They're like, try it. It's like bet. They're like bet.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, Ace dies.
Yeah.
Ace dies.
For reasons. For good reasons.
Because now he can become
God.
An actual god.
An actual god, yes.
Yeah. Oh crap, the final episode.
Oh my god, the final episode. Holy fucking shit.
Ready, fight for Desire.
Yes.
Let's talk about one of the biggest highlights of this final episode. It's the secondary rider, the tertiary rider, and the coronary rider holding their own.
Yeah.
Until Ace comes in there. Ace comes in to save them.
On his bike, which you barely have seen.
Yeah, but they lose their powers at first against Regard Omega.
Yeah. Yet
they still choose to keep going.
Yep.
Because they are all motivated by desire.
Yep.
And that's how those prayers hear Ace's call.
Yep.
And he comes down. He fights whatever for a moment.
Omega. Let's call him Omega.
Okay, let's call him Omega. Like, once Ace comes down, he fights for a little bit, gives everyone their powers back. Then, oh my god, this final fight.
They used the Revolve On feature finally, yeah.
Not only that, the final fight is mainly Tycoon, Buffa, and Nago.
Yeah.
Ace helps out a little bit, but for a good majority of the fight, it's them.
Yeah. Because
Ace is, like, no longer with them, so it's up to them to hold it down.
Yep.
And they straight up do it. Yo, Buffa is such a highlight, too, because while Tycoon and Nago have final forms, he doesn't. He's been able to hold things down on his own, just with his base form.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has that overpowered form, but he barely uses it at this point.
And he barely uses it. Usually into Regard Omega and got his ass kicked still.
Yeah, but still, it's literally the secondary rider, the tertiary rider, and the coronary rider holding it down.
Yep.
And it is awesome.
Yes, it is.
It's so awesome when all of the riders, not just the main rider, are involved in the final battle.
Yep.
It's so awesome. It's lit.
Literally.
And of course, Ace is the one who beats the final boss.
Because Ace.
Because the show is still Kamen Rider Geats.
Not Kamen Rider Buffa, Tycoon.
And Naga. That's too long of a title.
Yeah,
you can't advertise off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, but yeah. Then Ace, I guess, absorbs Sewell.
I don't know. He absorbs himself into Sewell. So
How that works?
Just let me explain. As someone pointed out on Twitter, he goes and he basically absorbs himself into Sewell, so Sewell can't go back to the future. So basically they both die.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does, because apparently, too, that's what Sewell did with Jit.
Yeah.
He absorbed himself into Jit. So Ace did it right back to him.
Pretty much, yeah.
At that point, yeah, Ace is a god.
Yep. He's literally God. He even says, "Hey, if you keep wishing, I'll give it to you." Which essentially is
he's a god of desires.
It's religion in a nutshell. It's like What?
Wait, what in a nutshell?
It's like praying to God in a religion in a nutshell. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Exactly.
But yeah, I really the final episode of this show.
It was great.
No, like the latter half of it, it's just so positive.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like Desire's, like, the latter half of this final episode, it's just all positivity.
And I appreciate that.
I love all of it.
Yeah.
Because you see cameos from certain characters like Gene, who's apparently throwing the Desire Grand Prix back in his timeline, but it's one with no, I guess, negative consequences.
Yeah.
And Sumini apparently still stayed in the present, looking after Ace's shrine.
Yeah.
But she becomes the new navigator of that timeline. But yeah, everything ends positively. Keiwa with his sister, Sarah, who's alive again. Thanks to, I guess, Daichi explaining a way of how to bring her back to life. That happened during the... I guess that happened a couple of episodes ago. Yeah. Like I said, everyone gets what they wanted without needing to win the Desire Grand Prix. And that's phenomenal.
Yep.
But yeah, Ace is a great show.
This is a great show.
Should we talk about that Gotchard cameo?
It was fun. Yeah. Quickly, yeah.
That was literally the last thing we see.
And it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
I kind of like
Ace with us.
Ace with us. That should be
literally quote, like that sign, "Blessed be with you," like Ace with us, like.
Sure, whatever floats your boat.
Like, literally God at this point.
He's literally God. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Even making a quote, too, like, "We may hate the sin, but we must not hate the sinner."
Yeah. Sure. Whatever you say, Ace.
Sure. But, yeah.
Sure.
That's Kamen Rider Geats.
Yep.
Now, the character analysis. I actually have this wrote up differently. Because it depends on the type of way I want to talk about the show.
Okay.
First, let's talk about Punk Jack, because not much really to say about him.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's fine. I feel like he had more prominence in the conspiracy arc. Yeah. After that, he just comes back.
He just comes back occasionally, and yeah, towards the end.
He helps out Ace with getting Sumeri back, but that's about it with him.
Yeah, pretty much.
He even has his own special.
Which you guys go into more detail about how...
Yeah, it is in continuity with everything else. Plus, I already have reviewed it, so check that video out if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, Punk Jack is Punk Jack.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice video to make.
I need to watch it, so...
You should.
I should.
But, for everyone else... Let's do Michinaga next. Buffa.
I
didn't like him at first.
I didn't like him at first either, but he grew on me.
I feel like once we got to the final arc of the show, he cooled down quite a bit.
A lot.
He started, after that last arc, the Desire Royale, he calmed down a bit, took a step back.
He went to therapy, probably, hopefully, I hope.
Well, he took a step back, and I feel like Sarah's death is what ultimately changed him.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Once he actually did kill someone, he didn't mean to.
Yep.
And after that, he really takes things into perspective.
That's what happened. He gets scarred for life, essentially.
Yeah, he starts being less thick-headed, less arrogant.
Yeah.
More willing to cooperate with Ace and everyone.
Yep.
And even trying to get through to, Keiwa himself. And, hey, it shows results because, hey, Keiwa even... Michinaga is the first person Keiwa apologizes to.
Yeah.
And even Sarah forgives him because... She even doesn't blame him for what happened because it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
It was Daichi's.
Daichi, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, at the end, he's just...
There.
there with the Jamato.
And that's probably gonna tie into the Visa next.
Sure.
Because why not?
That was
That was certainly something.
That was a choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Michinaka as a character, by the end, I definitely did respect him.
Same.
Plus, I do get his point where losers get nothing and actually do suffer in the Desire Grand Prix. Keep in mind, people don't just lose their memories. Some people actually do die.
People die when they are killed.
Yeah, and they even lose their own desires.
Yeah.
Since it takes a lot of energy to power up the goddess.
Yep.
But yeah, with Michi, he's the new Michi.
Oh my, I hate it.
Why?
I'm joking. No. Oh,
I prefer him over Ryugen.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything's better than Ryugen.
But next, let's talk about Sumeri next.
I don't really have much to say.
I liked how she became more important in an arc.
Same.
But with her as a character,
she's kind of
not bad.
Yeah.
It's like once they gave her stuff to do, mainly because of Ace.
Yeah.
She doesn't suck.
Yeah.
At least I like how throughout
she's cute. I mean, she's cute as well, you know.
Oh God, her. Yes, she is.
I mean, she does something that's even if it's not useful, she just acts cute. I'm like, yep, that's cute.
Well, I like how throughout the show they gave her personality.
Yeah.
Her thing was always being neutral. For as much as she didn't like Ace constantly winning, or at least didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this: she at least, for as much as she tolerated Ace constantly winning and Ace himself.
Yeah.
She was never one to go too far.
Yeah.
Because that's not her role. Like, her thing was to always be neutral for everyone because this is a game. You can't cheat. That's not fair. But even with her as a character, I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, she was... I feel like that's all I can say. Like, I like her as a character.
Yeah. Same.
Like, honestly, honest to God, I'm not a shipper, but I did not mind her relationship with Ace.
Yeah, same.
And I always found it cringy and thinking it was a bit the whole brother-sister thing was a bit cringy.
Yeah.
And anytime they go back to that, I'm thinking,
no.
Did they not reverse that whenever, like, even when they went back to One World, that wasn't reversed or fixed?
I don't know, who cares?
They're not really related, but...
Sure, whatever helps you sleep well at night.
Sure. But next, should we talk about Sarah next? Keiwa's sister?
I mean, there's not really much to say. She's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
She actually even does become a writer too. That's
bit.
why I figured to talk about her.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't really do much, but she did the best she could.
She was a side character that was always, but not always there in certain scenes.
Yeah.
But she does become friends with Neon, and that says something about her.
That's good. That's good enough.
Yeah, they seem to have grown close in quite a short time.
Yep.
It says something about when you meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Not all the times,
Not
but
all the
sometimes.
time, but it depends on the person,
Yeah. But next, Keiwa.
He's
a complicated character to get into.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I blame that on the fandom. Honest to God, people overblew this guy once we got to the final arc.
Yeah.
And it's like, at one part, he's good, but he's also not good. But then when he switches back, he's...
just not good.
Is he not good?
I mean, is he like... No, I mean, like, he's in the middle now? I'm like...
I guess now
confusing.
he is in that sort of middle now because of that final arc.
Yeah.
And it's not even like last season in Revice with Daiji, where there wasn't much to him to like, because outside of Kagero, especially that one arc where Daiji just switched sides.
Yep.
But with Keiwa, He's not the worst.
He could be worse, but he's not.
Yeah, he could be worse, but he's not.
Exactly.
Especially when, well, like I said, in that last, he threw a tantrum.
Yeah,
And he threw such a tantrum in the middle of the last arc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you kind of want to tell him, get over yourself. But you also...
don't want us to be an asshole.
Yeah, like, you don't want to because it's all because of his sister's death. But even everyone tells him, this isn't what she would want. And clearly, even she can confirm, this isn't what she would want from him.
Yeah.
But Keiwa, he's not the worst.
Yeah.
He's in the middle so far. But he's not bad. But he's not bad in the middle. He's just in the middle.
Okay.
Now let's talk about Neon. I love her story.
Same.
Her story was just... she was all about just finding true love. And I love how they gave depth to it. But apparently that stems from her not knowing familial love. Since Neon is actually a stand-in for her younger self. Who actually died when she was a little kid.
Yep.
Because her father, Time Fire...
yeah.
Same actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Neon was a little kid, well, her actual version was a child of course, oh god, words. Anyway, as a child, Neon was kidnapped by robbers.
Yeah.
And apparently died in that robbery.
Or they killed her, I think.
Yeah, they killed her.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't understand fully the connection, but once her dad meets Niram and the Desire Grand Prix staff, he must have made a deal with Niram to bring back her daughter so that she would eventually be part of the Desire Grand Prix. And apparently another thing too is that so that her family's business, since she is rich, could live out into the future.
Yeah.
But that's actually a really good story. I love it. Like, because apparently she's ostracized for a moment, but meeting Kyun, she gets an idea now of actual, I guess, reciprocation. I love that for her.
Same.
Even as a writer too, she started off very green, but grew into her own. I love how she's always useful, not just being a writer and out fighting, but even using her connections, which is how they ended the conspiracy arc.
Yep.
Like, she's always useful somehow.
Yep.
And I appreciate that.
Same.
Alright, let's see here. We already talked about Kekara and Baraba. I guess now, let's wrap it up with Ace.
I love them.
Ace is, without a doubt, the best main writer so far.
In the Reiwa era, especially.
In the Reiwa era, especially.
Yeah.
Just, oh my god. Ace is honestly everything I would want to be. Like,
yeah.
at least if I was in a show, like, if I was in the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah.
He's confident, he's cool, he's not a malicious person, and he's just
awesome. He's cool. He's
I
awesome.
guess in a way I want to say he's humble.
Yeah, that's one way. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I also really love his intro where he hits on Neon and assumes that her and Keiwa are a couple.
Yeah, that was funny.
And once he learns that they're not a couple, he just goes, "Awesome, I still have a chance."
Yeah. I love
him. That's sweet. That is sweet. But like, yeah, with Ace as a character, he's fun, he's heartfelt. He's always there to lift people up.
Yep.
And in the end, well, he becomes God, the ultimate lift people up.
Which is fitting.
Says it's actually really fitting. Fuck.
Yeah.
Sweet. Especially when you think about back then. We have no idea how old he is, but apparently the first thing we see him in, well, in the very first before reincarnation was, I want to say back in BC or AD.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, where it had to be, I want to say somewhere around Greek mythology possibly, or Roman. I don't know, because he does have like a coin that he always carries with him.
Yeah.
That's possibly, that coin with Julius Caesar on it, possibly? I don't know.
I don't know, I'm not a history man, I don't know.
Yeah, but with Ace as a character, awesome.
S tier.
Love, he is straight up S tier, because it's nice having a character that's so experienced, but isn't so...
perfect.
Yes. I think what actually helps about Ace is that we actually see him lose a couple of times.
Yep.
Oh my god. It brings him down some, where you never really see that with certain characters, especially like Kabuto, who is just too overpowered, and you rarely see him lose.
Yep.
Honestly, Ace is like Tendo, but better.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
Kamen Rider Geats is a phenomenal show.
Yes,
This is one of the best so far in the Reiwa era. And boy, Gotchard has some following up.
Yeah, we'll see.
I also did like Revice.
Yeah, Revice
Revice
okay.
wasn't too bad, in my opinion.
It was okay.
Yeah. But with Kamen Rider Geats, this show, we definitely do recommend it.
Yes.
Like,
please.
if you've watched it, like, if you haven't seen this show,
what are you doing?
Or are you very behind on it, definitely do watch this show in its entirety.
I'll also find you and break your legs, what? No one.
Don't threaten people, man.
I'm joking.
I know.
I'm joking. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
You're good. If we really want to threaten people over something, we can do it over Don Brothers.
Yeah, it's true.
Fuck that show.
Okay.
Fuck that show.
Anyway, let's see, guys.
For Geats, watch it.
Watch Geats instead of Don Brothers.
That's the takeaway of this review.
Pretty much.
Watch Geats instead of Don Brothers.
That's the takeaway of this hour and 42-minute review.
Yes, it is. So, next time, since it's going to be coming out somewhere in September, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
Yay.
It's going to be up on Netflix, so fuck it. I'll literally do what I did for the latter half of Season 2 with Dino Fury. Binge it all in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was up until 4 in the morning finishing up Dino Fury.
Worth it.
Yeah. Hopefully I can actually make a video out of it.
Hopefully, if you...
I've actually been meaning to do more, I guess, Power Ranger kind of reviews. I meant to do it with Beast Morphers. Didn't get to it.
Because of its weird airing schedule?
Actually, no. I just always planned on doing it, but I just never got to it.
Ah, okay.
But yeah. We are going to... Yeah, next, I'm going to review Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
Morphin in outer space. Again, that song is actually pretty good. I actually like that
song. Like I said before, I like how Cosmic Fury is basically telling its haters, fuck you.
Especially with introducing it, Dark Ranger from...
Talon Ranger, I think.
I mean, some people it's called Dark Ranger, apparently. Down Charge Dark Ranger, I think that's what people have been telling me it's called. I don't know. And he's Talon, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, he's Talon.
Anywho, next, we're reviewing Cosmic Fury. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman, even subscribe to Thomas's channel.
Hey.
Once again, I am on Instagram. I am on Twitter. All links will be in the description below. And with that said, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Or X, or Twitter, or X, whatever suits your boat.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.